It started back in 2015, and I had just become the Chief Executive Officer of the organization, and so I was fairly new and trying to figure out what really was going on, what was the full extent of services that we were providing at that time.
There was a story that was shared about an individual who wanted to jump over the overpass, and law enforcement got there in time and was able to talk the gentleman down.
Camp Verde Marshal's office had responded to the scene and had engaged this individual who was obviously having a lot of difficulty.
And he was extremely terrified about being driven in a police car and being transported anywhere.
And we had told them to come to the emergency department. And so to the credit of Camp Verde Marshal's office, they really didn't want to go to jail, but the minute that they brought up this emergency department, the person escalated even further.
After law enforcement pretty much already assured the young man that he didn't have to go anywhere, they then have to handcuff him and put him in the backseat of the car, to which he then proceeds to start banging the glass. The young man was taken to jail and booked in and became part of the justice system.
We started to go to community meetings. We started to meet people that were doing behavioral health. We started to look at what some of the options were we had if we could divert these people from jail.
Because law enforcement across the Verde Valley was getting really frustrated with the lack of resources and the lack of alternatives to taking people to jail. If we were to create something that would work as an alternative, which really was, we need a 24/7 response. We need people to get there within 30 minutes or less. By the way, we're going to do this without any additional resources.
I was probably the biggest critic of the Mobile Crisis Unit and the 34 years of law enforcement. The system was by and large broke, and I've worked in 3 different states, so I'd say for the majority of that time, for the majority of my career, the system has been broke.
But if not us, then who is going to take care of this? If we don't respond, who else in the community is going to help with this?
In the first 6 months, 400 plus people were diverted from the criminal justice system and the jail.
The stabilization rate of those people that Spectrum has come, there's been an 81% stabilization rate.
The law enforcement officer does not have to arrest or spend more time with that individual.
It would be helpful to have this sort of a program everywhere. It should be able to work anywhere, whether it be, a metropolitan area, a rural area.
The things that you do to get a project started aren't necessarily the things you do 3 years down the road. Along with innovation, there has to be courage along with that. And this program has never been fully funded.
2016 and 2019, in a 3-year period, law enforcement who called Spectrum to respond has a savings of between $3 and $4 million.
And I know that the number for emergency room visits averted is more than 2,000. So taken together, you can see what a dramatic impact the mobile crisis teams have had here in Yavapai County.
But you really can't work anywhere else, I don't think, really here in northern Arizona, and see the dedication that people have to their jobs. You can touch people's lives. You can go out there and help someone.
Spectrum as a whole, with all the services, when I came in as a client, saved my life. Since I've lived it and been on the other side and have gotten recovery, it's made all the difference in my life that I had all of those wraparound services in one place.
To be able to see someone again at their lowest point in the midst of the crisis, and then see them after the fact, after they've been working with us for a while and have been able to stabilize and are now back to a place where they want to be, is incredible.